my gears.
Hey guys, what's up? Eric MN Twins 28 here. Before I get into the bulk of today's vlog, which is the debacle at the U.S. Bank Stadium last night between the Vikings and the I want to take a moment to start the video to talk about the tragic, shocking passing of Jason David Frank. Most people that grew up in the 90s, whether they're children or teenagers in my case, know him as Tommy Oliver from the hit show Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He showed up in season 1 sometime and became what is now known as the Green Ranger. And he's been in the series since he first showed up. He's been in a handful of different spin-offs of Power Rangers. He was the original Green Ranger, where he turned from bad guy to good guy, lost his powers, got his Green Ranger powers back, lost them again, became the White Ranger and led the team. And then the Rangers lost their powers, and then in the next series transformed over, and he was the Red Zeo Ranger, Red Turbo Ranger, left the show, and then came back in Dino Thunder as the Black Dino Thunder Ranger. And then since that time, when he came back, he was off and on the show, showing up as his alter ego, the Green Ranger. He's done some other stuff alongside Power Rangers that weren't along with the show. It was more like mini movies or stuff. I think Legend of the White Dragon was the latest one he'd done. And he's done martial arts all his life, and he did all the Comic-Cons going across the country and meeting fans and signing autographs and all that. News broke yesterday, November 20th, 2022, of his tragic passing. And I'm going to read what was posted on Instagram on the Power Rangers official Instagram page. I think it's the official one. It was followed by Jason David Frank, and I believe Amy Jo Johnson, who played Kimberly in the original series too. But this is the post that they wrote. All of Ranger Nation is deeply saddened by the loss of Jason David Frank. Jason brought countless smiles to fans over the years and will be greatly missed. May the power protect him always. And it's definitely quite a shock to me. I grew up watching Power Rangers. I stopped watching after, I think it was in Power Rangers in Space. And by that time, it was just, they kept changing the cast every season, and it was just getting old. So I couldn't deal with it anymore, so I stopped watching. So, but it was a great show, and I miss it. Once in a while, I tune in and I'm like, whatever. But I'm going to read off some of the quotes from his fellow actors and friends from the show. We'll start off with his on TV, on-screen love, Amy Jo Johnson, who played Kimberly, Tommy Oliver's girlfriend. Amy wrote, Jace, you were beautiful and truly unique. My life just won't be the same without your frenetic, hilarious, caring, driven, and creative ball of energy. I will always love you, dear friend. Please rest now in peace. That was from Amy Jo Johnson, the first Pink Ranger. Walter Jones, I believe, had something too. I'm going to boot up his Instagram. And then he wrote, can't believe it. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. My heart is sad to have lost another member of our special family. May the power protect you. And what he means by the lost another member, in 2001, the original Yellow Ranger, Trini, I can't pronounce her name, but she tragically passed away in 2001 from car accident. So Jason makes number 2. And I believe William Yost, who played the Blue Ranger, also posted something. Oh, excuse me, David Yost. William was his character name, Billy. David Yost. There it is. And David wrote, it's right here. We must not allow the clock and calendar to blind us to the fact that each moment of life is a miracle and a mystery. H.G. Wells. My complicated friend, you had my heart on day one. So intelligent, so funny, so energetic. A light so bright, a force like no other. You shaped and transformed so many lives. I know you can now see the truth of your glory. That is you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that was William Yost, the Blue Ranger. So yeah, very tragic day yesterday with the passing of Jason David Frank, one of my favorite actors growing up as a teenager. And he will be missed. A lot of people over the years have always said, who's the best Power Ranger ever? And there's no contest. I mean, Tommy, Oliver, Jason was the best as far as I'm concerned. A lot of people think he was egotistical, and maybe he was, but you know what? When you ask people to talk about Power Rangers, 9 times out of 10 when they bring up something about Power Rangers, they're going to bring up Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank. So, Jason, rest in peace. You will be missed. Which now brings me to the Vikings. Last night, home game against the Dallas Cowboys. Before I get off topic, by the way, you guys are probably wondering, what the hell is this going on? This is my headset for my PS3. This thing, I'm missing the wire here. I don't know where it is. I can't use it. The toner is not working for some reason. So I'm just using this, and my son destroyed the mic piece, the cover for the mic, for the distorting sounds and whatever. So I grabbed a sock and I duct taped it, and it actually works really good. I noticed that when I did a Madden a few Maddens ago. It sounded good, so this is my makeshift microphone until I get one of these fixed or replaced. I'm trying to find one like this, but nobody sells these anymore, and I can't find it. So just bear with me. It works. Don't knock it. It works. Anywho, back to the Vikings last night. 2-point underdogs at home. A lot of people are like, get out of here, whatever. Vikings are better than the Dallas Cowboys. But, we're coming off the big win in Buffalo, where we beat the best team in the NFL. Yes, I said the best team in the NFL. I still think Buffalo is better than the Eagles and the Chiefs, and should have been in the Super Bowl last year. But at least the best team in the AFC. We'll go that far. Beat the best team in the AFC last week. 2-point underdogs against the Cowboys. A lot of people, including myself, didn't think that was going to happen. Well, funny thing is, the Vikings got the ball first, and like third play in, Micah Parsons did a strip sack, and Dallas got the ball. And they pretty much scored at will against the Vikings. And it was ugly from the moment go happened. We ended up losing 40-3. Second worst home loss in team history. I think the worst one they said was in the 60s back at Metropolitan Stadium against the then St. Louis Cardinals. Vikings just couldn't get nothing done. And before anybody puts blame all on Kirk Cousins, it wasn't all on Kirk Cousins. Kirk couldn't do anything, period. The offensive line was in shambles. It was a turnstile at right guard again with rookie Ed Ingram. Christian Darrisaw, our stud left tackle, second-year player, got knocked out for a concussion, which he suffered one last week, so he probably shouldn't have been playing today, or yesterday, excuse me. But his backup, Blake Brendel, went in, and it was a shit show. The Cowboys exploited Darrisaw's absence. They exploited Ingram's inability to stop the rush. his lack of experience, and just made Kirk Cousins' life a living hell. Kirk couldn't do anything. When he would roll out, there's a guy right in his face. When he pull back a couple steps, there's a guy in his face. There was a couple times, yes, he held on to the ball too long, but the majority of the time, Kirk just couldn't do nothing because the O-line wasn't doing anything. It was just a constant blitz. So this one wasn't a Kirk Cousins choke job. It was just he couldn't do nothing. And then there was some times we looked like we were going to score, and our tight end we got from the Lions, T.J. Hawkinson, dropped catchable balls that we should have gotten some touchdowns. We just couldn't do nothing. And honestly, as pissed as I am that we lost, I'm not going to lose sleep over it because we went into this game 8-1. We won 7 in a row. We beat the freaking Bills. We proved we can hang with the big boys. Yes, we took a donut, but you know what? A lot of the great teams have bad days, and last night was a bad day for the Vikings, and they needed this loss. That's the only way I can see it. They needed this loss. They needed to be humbled and brought down a peg, even though we need to keep peace with the Eagles because they're still winning. And if the playoffs ended right now, we'd be the 2 seed. They'd be number 1. So if we got to the championship round and they're there, we'd have to go to Philly again. I'm not worried about this loss. This is an ass whooping the Vikings needed. They needed a wake-up call, and I hope it helps them. They still need to execute better on plays. The coaching needs to do a better job of calling plays. They need to make better adjustments at half. I'm looking at you, defensive coordinator Ed Donatel. Your defense is trash. They need to score more than 20 points to win games because the opponents are going to get a little harder. We got the Patriots on Thanksgiving night. We're the 3rd game on Thanksgiving night. We're hosting. I think this is going to be a bounce back. Even though it's a short week for us, I think we'll be okay. The Patriots didn't play very good yesterday to the Jets, and their offense didn't score anything. It was their kicking. Their special teams got 3 points, and then their special teams returned a punt for a touchdown with seconds to go in the game. So I'm not scared of Mac Jones and the Patriots. I think the Vikings can right the ship and get it done on Thursday night. I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of the Jets. We got them coming up. We got the Giants. They got their asses kicked by the Lions. Lions 3 in a row. Good job for them. I'm actually happy for them. So the only team I really worry about is the Eagles on the road again, but I don't think they can beat us twice. But we got to fix these holes. We got to get Darisaw healthy because without him, it's going to be a mess. Ingram is just in over his head. They got to do something, and they just need to play smarter football and make adjustments on the fly instead of this 10 yards again, defender off the receiver. It doesn't work. So I don't like losing to Dallas, but we needed this ass whooping to bring us down a bit and just reset, recognize what we need to fix, minus the injuries, obviously, and go from there. So I'm not this isn't the end of the world, Viking fans, and all the haters. The Vikings are not going to – they're not a fluke. It's just – they're a good team. They just need to bounce back. This was a bad loss, but we'll be fine. But I will say this about Dallas. As much as I hate them, and I've hated them since the Herschel Walker trade from the late 80s, they fleeced us and got all those draft picks to get their dynasty of the 90s. That should have been ours. As much as I hate Dallas, I will say this. Micah Parsons is a beast. He is a great player. I don't think I've seen a linebacker that studly since I can recall when I started watching football in the mid-late 80s, Lawrence Taylor. He's a legend. Lawrence Taylor's, if you're a kid or a teenager and you're getting in football and you're going to be a linebacker and you want to look up to somebody and be a stud like him, Lawrence Taylor was it. Now, the way that Taylor played back in those days, you can't do that today because they'll flag you for it. But Parsons, I think, is in that trajectory. Um, Micah Parsons is a stud. I like him. He's probably the only Cowboy I like. Um, Tony Pollard, the running back's pretty damn good too. I actually think they should trade Zeke and just go with Tony. There's some things Zeke does better than Pollard does. Like he's more of like a red zone runner, and he can find holes and he can juke fast better. Pollard's more of the he's more of the Delvin Cook type. He can run the ball, but he can also catch it and run and be a possession receiver, kind of like a McCaffrey. But yeah, Tony Pollard's is a damn good back too. He's another one I like. But Micah Parsons, my hat off to you. You flustered Kirk. I think he had 2 sacks and just yeah. I'm sure Kurt had night terrors last night after that game because of Micah Parsons. But he's a beast, and I hate Dallas, but I don't hate him. I will give him credit. So that's just my thing. I just wanted to come on and send my condolences to the Jason David Frank family, the Power Ranger Nation that I've been a fan of since day one, and I just kind of backed off. I'm still a Power Ranger fan as far as the old Power Rangers. A lot of people don't know this, but in my late teens, like my junior, senior, I started writing crossover, Power Rangers fan fiction. Write my own stories because that was when they started changing the series every year, changing the power that they used to protect humanity. They were changing the rosters, and it was just like, really, come on, I can write better than this. And so I've written my own fan fictions. I haven't written anything in years, but I still have them, and I enjoyed it. And I always used the older characters. I had my own characters, but I always had some of the older cast brought in to help be mentors, and I've had some feedback over the years, some people liking what I've written. I've had some of my series also be very dark compared to what Power Rangers is now, more adult friendly and not so much kid. Dealing with marriage, divorce, death, rape, murder, stuff like that. And I've had crossovers between Power Rangers and other series, like Star Wars is my big one. I've done Power Rangers and Star Wars together. Learning the Force, using lightsabers and the Jedi way and all that. And actually my last series I did, which is still in progress and I haven't touched it in about 10 years, was another Power Ranger crossover with Star Wars, and I'm think it was a series I was making more into like a mini movie, but it was based in chapters, but I just haven't finished it yet. I want to, life in general, being a YouTuber, being a father, and all that, just kind of taking importance over that. But I'd like to get into it, but maybe I'll start doing that again, and maybe I'll link it into my page somewhere and see what I can come up with. But I wanted to say my condolences to the Frank family, Power Ranger Nation, and then my thoughts on the Vikings. I haven't touched any gaming videos lately after we had the Super Bowl on Madden 23. In the off season, I haven't touched it. Gonna hopefully do that. I haven't played any preseason games yet or set the final 53-man rosters. But it will come. We'll get Season 3 going, and we'll start the road to defending our Super Bowl championship. Whoops, I just spilled some pop. I haven't played any other games. I've been playing Wreckfest a lot more on PS4. And my son enjoys watching me drive like a maniac, and I've been having a lot of fun, so I might bring Wreckfest back. I really enjoy it. It's been fun. I've been doing career mode, and I think I'm in not the first group, which was like the juniors or whatever, but it's the one right after that. And it's gotten a lot harder, but I've unlocked a few cars, and it's been fun. I haven't touched anything else. I need to get back into Vice City. I need to get back in all those. I've been saying that in different videos, blah, blah, blah. So the juices are flowing again, and just bear with me, guys. It's been hectic around here in my personal life. I've been dealing with some BS. at work with some people, some individuals, and it's pretty much cost me to consider another career change. We'll just say that. I've been having some issues with a coworker, and it's a toxic work environment right now. So I've been dealing with work and all that, and the kids drive me nuts and all that. So bear with me. Videos are coming. I'm gonna do another vlog about my next vlog. I have planned. I haven't worked on it yet. It's gonna be a discussion and my thoughts about the release of Michael Jackson's Thriller, the 40th anniversary. Took place on November 18th. They released it, a double set with a second disc with unreleased material and previously released demos that were released before. I'm going to give my thoughts on the whole thing and what I think of the songs they included, what I think about how the estate's handling this, and Sony. And you guys will see that on the next vlog. So until next time, if you like this vlog, hit the like button, leave a comment if you like, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help out with future projects, upgrades to the channel, hardware, like fixing this shit, replacing this, help me get a new game for the channel that you might like, visit my Patreon, patreon.com/mntwins28. You don't have to help me, but any help, I always greatly appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Peace out. Stay safe. Happy holidays.